Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another movie review. This movie is brought to me by BET Plus, called Kemba. This is based on a true story. And it's basically the backstory of Kemba Smith. So Kemba, she goes to Hampton University, she's in college, and she starts doing her schoolwork and whatever. And then she goes out with her friend, I believe her name is Lisa, her roommate, and they go to this party that they do in college, go to parties. So she notices this boy comes in, and he got a group of people with him. And one of their friends, I think named, well, she's not a friend, but she's known of because they all go to the same school. Her friend, Simone. And she was like, who is that? She was like, that's Khalif. And her friend leaves her to go meet her with some other boy, whatever. And she's basically standing against the wall. And 1 minute they lock eyes. And he goes over to where she's at, and they start talking, whatever. He says, my name is Khalif. And then she was like, so what's your girlfriend gonna do with you talking to me? She was like, that was not my girlfriend. That's just a friend. We know people together. And he was like, what's your name? And she was like, huh? He was like, I said, what's your name? She said, my name is Kemba. And he was like, what's your last name? She was like, Kemba Nyambi Smith. Okay, Kemba Nyambi Smith. She's like, okay, I'm about to go. So she leaves, and he's just stuck there wondering. So now she's also wondering too, like, okay. So as the days go on or whatever, one day she just happens to, like, she's thinking about him. One day while she's outside, before she goes home, she's outside studying, and he ends up coming up to her. He was like, hi, Kemba Nyambi Smith, and she was smiling. So he was like, so what can I do to I guess what, take you out? She was like, I got a boyfriend. And he was like, well, so you and this boyfriend, and then you got a date with me. She just laughed it off, and he went on about his business. So what now comes time for the date and whatever. And he picks her up the next day, I believe, outside of school. And he takes her back to his place. And meanwhile, she's kind of oblivious to everything that he has to offer. She just sees all the nice and flashy stuff. And it's just like, she's smitten by that. So he buys her, I think, a bracelet or whatever, or necklace. And she's so in love with it. And they start talking more and getting to know each other more and stuff like that. So as she's doing this, basically her grades are slipping. Excuse me. Her parents are constantly calling and checking up on her. And her friend Lisa is telling her, like, listen, this is what it is. She's been studying at the library, but that's not the case. She's been hanging out with this boy. So as the weeks or so progress, she finally takes Khalif home to meet her parents. Her parents are Odessa and Gus Smith. So he starts talking to them, and then the father was like, so what major are you studying? And he was like, pre-law. My sister is studying pre-law. And Kemba was just like, this nigga is lying. Like, what in the world? Like, oh my God, you can tell when somebody's lying because he didn't say nothing about school at all. He don't even go to school. So the fact that you lying to my parents, telling them you go to school, is a red flag. And I'm surprised she didn't see that sooner. But then again, love is blind. When you're young, you swear, you know, parents are wrong, and you just got to be right. So their relationship goes a lot further. Then, you know, they're hanging out a lot more at his place. One day, she just happens to come downstairs, and she notices he had like a bag of coke. Come to find out, Simone was doing the same thing. And you know, they eventually, he was like, listen, just go back upstairs to their finish. So long story short, we're gonna fast forward this. The FBI came to her house, the parents' house, and basically they was looking for Khalif. Now Khalif is on the run, and she basically going to do everything in her power to be with him. And she does just that. She writes a note to her parents, tell them, I'm going to be with him, and I'm going to be okay. And she goes on a run with Khalif. Down the line, all his friends started turning on him. Come to find out, Simone was just like her in the same situation, doing that stuff like that. But she turned herself in. She, while they was on the run, you know, things happen and stuff like that. So she ended up getting pregnant by him. He's still on the run. She gets locked up. Simone had the same thing happen to her, but she got a lesser sentence because she basically testified against him. Come to find out, Khalif got killed somewhere down the line. And now Kemba's in jail serving a sentence of 24 years, which is 294 months. That's the sentence they gave her. For basically, she got the charge of being a drug pin without being a drug pin. Kingpin. Whatever you want to call it. That's what she basically got the charges if she was doing all that, which she wasn't. She was just there as an accessory. So now her parents are trying to help fight her case to get her clemency. The lawyer she had flipped and turned on her, was like, deuces, go get you another one to do it. So now she's sitting in jail. By this time, she's telling her story more and more to each and everybody who wants to listen. She ended up getting on the cover of a magazine. She is now, what, six years into her sentence. One of the other girls that she befriended, I think Michelle, come to find out she was there for the same thing. And she was thinking that could help get her clemency as well. With the power of her mom and her dad. And then gain the power of women's rights leader. I think her name is Elaine. I'm not sure what her last name is. Them. And stuff like that. Getting her name out there. Telling her side of the story. Come for her background and stuff like that. Everybody was willing to take a listen. The newspaper wanted to write an article on her. She'd get published in the book. Everybody in jail ended up reading her story. And it was just like, wow. They literally did her dirty. And then they was even able to get in touch with the president by her father writing to him personally. Not even as like to help, but as a father. Like, what would you do if your daughter was in that situation? And then, like, why do y'all make just these laws that don't even fit the crime? Like, what the heck? Why do I gotta serve 24 years for just being an accessory? Now, I wasn't even doing the dirt. And I got charged as if I was. Like, what in the world? So, it was a grueling 6 years. At first, they kept trying to do for appeals. They kept denying it. And then, on this last attempt, Gus got in contact with the president. He was at a function. They went to talk to him. He was like, listen, I'm the parents of Kemba Smith. He was like, oh. And he stopped, turned around. He was like, yeah, I heard your story. Very powerful. We're going to try. We work on this as we speak. Come to find that the president gave like a press conference. And he basically said the names of all the people that deserve to have clemency. Kemba's name was one of them. Michelle's obviously wasn't. So basically, Kemba got out. Everybody was so happy for her. Michelle, to this day, is still incarcerated for that same situation, crime. And it's just like, when will God prevail? But overall, just when you think it couldn't happen to you, God comes and humbles you really quick. Like, listen, you better be careful of the company you keep, because in a second, it could be gone. Your freedom could be gone. So good thing she had the help of her parents and all these powerful people to help her, because there's people that go through this situation every single day. Like, you was just one out of thousands that was able to get clemency. Like, who you just don't know. They need to find a way to, like, rewrite these laws and get a better sense on the crime to match the time. Because that right there ain't it. Based on a true story. Now, Kemba is a mom. She's an activist. Spreading her advocacy about her situation. Her son is doing amazing. He done graduated, I think, college at this time. He works somewhere, whatever. But he's doing great, and you know, she's living her best life now, as of now, to this day. So, like I said, y'all can check this movie out on BET Plus, called Kemba, based on a true story. You would not be disappointed. It is truly great. I truly recommend it. And what a way to help end out Black History Month. Okay. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.